All right, LeeAnne Ruff, welcome to the Urban Pharmacy Podcast.
I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
You are so welcome. I am thrilled that I friended you on Facebook way back in the day. Back in the days that you were with Beauty Counter, and I connected with you via social media. And you were at that time working for Beauty Counter. And I want our listeners to take away today inspiration from you, because I think you are just a master in what you do. And that is direct sales. And I can't wait to understand a little bit more about your history and what brought you to direct sales. But that's really where this conversation is going to go. So for those of you who are listening, we are talking business today. As you know, I am an entrepreneur, and that is something that we talk about on this podcast. A lot of the people that we're interviewing are health professionals or food creators that are business owners, but LeeAnne has been in the field and she knows all of the ins and the outs of direct selling. So LeeAnne, take us back to where this all started. How did you get into direct sales?
So honestly, if I went to the very beginning, I was a very young, brand new mom, and the godfather of my oldest child, his mother was in the industry. She was with another company that's long gone. And for some reason, I can't even remember how that conversation started. She thought I would be good at it. And so I remember I invested $100 into this kit, and I got all the products. I got them into my home. I took them all out. I looked at them, and I promptly did nothing. I did nothing. I was too terrified. I was just this young mom. I had no idea what to do, where to start. And frankly, she didn't help me. She dropped off this massive kit, and that was it. And so she was an example of how not to get someone started, because look at me now, right? And so I returned the kit and I got my money back. And so that was my very first experience. And then go like 3 years later, my husband and I had moved to where we live now in upstate New York. And the gal who lived behind in the street behind me, we shared backyards. She used to sell Avon. And I was at this point, I was home. I had 3 little kids at the time. I think, one was a brand new infant. She was selling Avon. She's like, you should do this. I said, I don't think so, but I really needed some extra money. I wanted to stay home with my kids. And so I decided, all right, I'll try Avon. But I'm an introvert, and I was petrified to go up to strangers' doors and leave at that point, it was like the little catalogs on the doorknob and all that. So I was like, how could I do this and not have to do that?
Yeah.
And so I started thinking like, okay, so my son, he was like 4, he was in nursery school. And I'm like, well, what if I started offering fundraisers? What if I started doing that? What if I went to organizations and did fundraisers? And so that worked. I started making some money, and I started getting the attention of the district manager. Like, oh, she's doing something different. Like, who is she? What is she up? What is she all about? And I had done that for probably not even a year, a few months, when one of my best friends invited me to a party. And I was like, I can't go. I don't have any money. I don't want to go. I'm not interested. And she was like, she guilted me into it. Please come. You have to come. You're my best friend. You have to come. Like, okay, but I'm not spending any money. So I went to her party and I loved it. I thought it was just so much fun. I learned so much. I wanted everything. And so I booked my own party. And here I went into this thinking, oh my gosh, no one's going to show up. No one really likes these things. No one's going to come. Well, I had over 20 women, moms just like me, who showed up in my home, and it was a huge success. And the woman who was the consultant said to me, "You should do this." And I was like, heck no, no way. I don't have time. I've got all these other things I was doing. But that night I couldn't sleep. I started thinking in my head, I really liked all this stuff. I really liked all this stuff. Even if I just did it for the first month and I earned all the products for myself. And so I said to my husband, it's $100. What do you think? He's like, you walk across the threshold at Sam's Club and $100 immediately comes out of your wallet, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
So I started and I said to the woman, like, all right, I'm going to do this for a month. I want to see what will happen. Do not ask me to recruit. Do not want to be a part of that. I don't want to do it. And she was great. She's like, do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy, go for it. And so I had on a Post-it note, I had written $354 because that was my car payment. And I put a Post-it note on my refrigerator and I was like, that's what I want to earn. If I can do that, then I'll keep going with this. So my first month I had, I think, 4 parties, we called them then. And I earned our mortgage payment.
Wow.
And it was like a light bulb moment. Like, oh my goodness. At that point, I had 3 children, 6 and under. And I was like, my friends need to know about this. Like, if I can do it, I have no experience. If I can do that, I have friends who are working paycheck to paycheck, who are trying to bridge incomes. Then I want to help them do it. And the whole thing shifted in my brain. Like, this is not about me. This is about what I can do to help others. And I immediately started recruiting like crazy. I promoted to leadership within 6 months. And I have never looked back. There is no other industry that provides women an amazing income. It gives them purpose, gives them passion around products that they love, and the ability to really feel whole and have a business without all the stuff that it takes to build a business from the ground up.
Yeah.
Our industry provides you with, here you go, here's the kit. Get going. Here's your website. Here, all of those pieces that I would never have been able to do on my own.
Yep.
But our industry provides that. And I believe what I do is I look at it as I get to do this to help other people see the value in themselves through a business and finding success in that business. So that was a long time ago, right? I did that I was with that company for 12 years. I was one of the top, I earned top performance in 4 out of 5 categories with that company. And that was sales, sponsoring, business development, and first line sales. And I was speaking at events. I just loved it. But I was offered a corporate position with a company that was launching. And I thought, this is my avenue to help even more people, to grow and expand my influence. So I jumped and I went onto the corporate side, excuse me. And that company folded within a year. See, here's the thing, right? Corporate's very different. When you don't control your future, it's very different.
Yeah.
And so it folded. And for a couple of months, I was like depressed and like, oh my gosh, LeeAnne, what did you do? And then I just said, get back into the game, do it again. And so on December 19th, I got some catalogs overnighted to me from a tiny little jewelry company out in Missouri. And I got that kit started, like I said, December 19th. And in the January of that following January, I had an $8,000 sales month. And I kicked it off again, and I helped that little company grow tremendously. And I did that until this is a whole other story about parenting, but my youngest child is a performing artist. And I did that until she and I moved to Los Angeles for 5 years.
Mhm.
And so I left being in the field there, moved to Los Angeles, and that's where my career really took off because I started working for a company called Beachbody. They were just launching. I was there for a few years, and then I saw Beauty Counter, and I
Mhm.
was recruited to Beauty Counter to develop all their training systems as well. So I love to train. I love to teach people how to be successful. So that's kind of where I've kind of, my career's kind of gone. And then I was, head of sales at another company. I've done quite a few things on the corporate side,
Yeah.
but my passion is really in helping as many people as I can just tap into the extraordinary that's within all of us. And I believe, like I said before, this industry is like the lifeblood of helping women, especially.
Yeah.
I think, be an amazing mom as well as an amazing business person. We all have the ability to do that. Sometimes you just need someone to guide you on the right journey to get there. So
Oh my gosh, so good. So yeah, I mean, well, going back to, how network marketing, direct sales, whatever you want to call it,
yeah.
social selling, there's lots of different names. I was a Pilates studio owner. I was a brick and mortar owner. I know
Hmm.
the money, and I know the time, and I know all the things you have to do to build the website, to,
Yeah.
do the construction, to get the
Yeah.
the logos put onto your windows, to do all the things.
Yes.
And then you have to bring the clients in. With direct sales, with network marketing, you literally get your business, whether it's in a box, if you want to say that it's a business in a box, or you get your skincare regimen, or you get your jewelry set, or you get your
Right.
protein shakes, whatever, you get what you align with, the product that you're ready to commit to and to spread to the world. And it comes to you, and you literally have the business instantly from the time that you sign up to be able to share it with people. It's such an amazing, amazing thing. And network marketing afforded me the flexibility as a mom to sell my studio, because I was making the same amount of money within like six months to a year of being in network marketing than I was slaving away with a brick and mortar, and so there's just a lot of power behind this industry. And that really brings me to my next question, LeeAnne. Where do you see direct sales going?
Well, first of all, I see it as, to me, I think it's the opportunity that never really goes away. If you have a product that you love and you have purpose and passion, you're going to excel. Where I see it changing is that I think it's getting easier for people to get started. I think the training that comes now is really, really important, and it's provided for a brand new person, which was kind of like a fight. On my end, that's where I started in the business as a director of training. And a lot of founders like, no, they'll learn it on their own. They'll pick it up. They'll teach their people. And that was always the philosophy, is like, training is like, yeah, we don't need that. But then I think what you're seeing now is people are saying, yeah, wait, training is like really important. Like, it needs to be an app. It needs to be everything on your phone.
Yeah.
It's really evolved because of everyone works on their phones now. So I see it becoming more innovative with tech, and helping your business to grow.
Yes.
It has to. If we're going to compete with we're competing with where people are in their lives, it has to become more tech savvy. And
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see that that's happening with a lot of companies right now.
For sure. I mean, just like with grocery shopping, people are Instacarting
Totally.
left and right now. It's just like, what? Go to the grocery store? No, like, and the beauty, I think, of network marketing now, even versus when I started, which was 6 years ago, is social media, is technology. I would probably still maybe have like host an event over at my house, but the way that my life goes right now, and homeschooling my child, and being an entrepreneur, I do most of my selling and recruiting on social media. This is where I'm finding the like-minded people that are aligning with what I'm doing. And, did you, since you've been in the field and you've watched that evolution, how much power do you think that that's brought behind the women that have joined direct sales? Like so much, right?
Yeah. I mean, what are you asking me what this business does for women as far as
Yeah, I mean, like,
elevating them?
have you seen the difference just from then? Like when it was strictly not, we weren't really running our businesses online, even just 6 years ago to now.
Yeah. I think it has catapulted, right, the reach that you can have. But regardless of that, it always comes down to your focused action to get results. Because I mean, I launched my business when there wasn't social media. I mean, it was email, phone calls. I filled out an order form and sent it into my company, and I still was highly successful because I was focused on being successful, because I was intent on helping other people. And I don't care what platform you have. I don't care how much technology you have. If you have the intent to help other people be successful with your product and your business, then there will not be any ceiling for you.
Right.
It's purely based on your effort and your passion around helping people. I firmly believe that. I think you could live somewhere where there isn't an internet connection and you could still be successful. And or you don't have a smartphone. I don't know if that even exists anymore, but I truly believe if it's your intent to help people, you find a way to do that.
Yes.
And there's no stopping you.
True. So for those women out there that are like, well, network marketing means I need to have a large network.
No.
How do you coach people through that?
No, I mean, like I said in the beginning, I'm an introvert. I had moved to the town we were in. I hardly knew anyone. It's like your first few people that get involved in you and support you and share you. That's where your business grows. That's what a network is. It's like circles of people, and it just kind of grows. Like when you first get started, you think, oh, my friends are going to help me. It's not. Your first couple friends will help you, but it's their friends who look at it as a business, that your business will grow and evolve. You could start a business and become highly successful with 200 followers. And I know that because I coached some of the top people in this industry, and that's how they started. They had 200, 300 followers. But when your intent is to help other people be successful, that is a magnet. Women especially can pick up on that in a heartbeat. When they know it's about them, not you, they are all over that. They want to learn from you. They want to know what your product is. It's almost creating like a demand for your product. Like when I was in the field, I had a waiting list for doing parties that was I was booked 3 months out, because it was all about, how do I help you? How do I help you be successful? How do I help you get these products into your home? Right. It wasn't about me. Rank is a 4-letter word. It doesn't mean anything for who I am as a person and the impact I can have on people. And when you truly believe that, success just comes to you. And there's so much empowerment in this industry. There's all this negative baloney that I hear about it. Oh, that's just baloney. It really truly is. In my 31 years now, I have never seen someone who, no matter what their background is, what their economic status is, you can be successful in this business. Absolutely no holds barred. I have seen some people who you wouldn't have thought that they would ever have a future, and they're number one in their company. I've seen it. So I know that that's the case, and I love it. I get excited talking about it. And I've been doing this for so many years.
I mean, from attorneys to surgeons to somebody who
Doesn't
lives in a
matter.
tiny little
Doesn't matter.
town that, barely has internet connection. Like, it is just about making human connection and focusing on the impact over the income. I mean, the income is an amazing thing to set
for
goals
sure.
for. But when you focus on that impact, when you focus on how can you help, how can you serve, over, that you're working for an MLM or a direct sales marketing company, which, by the way, any company is the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just not a corporation.
It's how it's marketed. It really is. What direct sales does is it takes the distributors out of it and it puts their advertising and the distributorships in the people that will go and sell it. That's what it is.
Yes.
But there's one thing I want that you just mentioned, and I want to be really clear on. I had big income goals. Goals, but how I thought about achieving them was my parameter was how many people do I need to help this month?
Yes. Yes.
Not how many I need to get.
Yeah.
How many do I need to help for me to hit my goal? There's a difference there. I did it for the income. Don't get me wrong there, right? The income was vital for us, but it was always about how many people can I help? How many do I need to help this month in order for me to hit my income goal?
Absolutely. You need to make that mindset shift for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like when you come into a business like this, it's not about, how many people can you sell to? And I think that that's why people are so hesitant to join a business like this, because they think that they're going to join and their person that's supposed to be guiding them or mentoring them, which does happen, which I do think gives some, people a bad taste in their mouth. They think that they're going to join and their mentor is going to say, you need to get this many people this month. Like, instead of like, how many people can we serve this month, or how many lives can we improve? How can we solve people's problems, whether it be like for me with Beauty Counter, like how can it be that I can increase somebody's confidence because they look better? Or how can I, offer up an opportunity that could potentially change their life financially? Like how can I help them? And what can this business, or what could our products do? And whatever you're selling, if you're in the network marketing world, like, you just have to have the faith behind what you are offering, and how you have to identify the pain points of your person and let them know, hey, I actually have a solution for you. Your life could improve through what I have.
Yeah. And you mentioned it before. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you are a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher. Oh, sorry. There's my dog.
That's okay. It's fine.
It doesn't matter. I have worked with one of my favorite, people in this industry. She was an attorney, and she was at an event that I was doing a training at, and she started crying, and she was like, is this for me? I'm like, it is if you want it to be, right? Like, and she's now one of the top in her company. Just because you have gone down a path, and you have what society deems as some other kind of status, doesn't mean that this isn't for you. Right. There have been friends of mine who, I have a good friend here who, she was an emergency room doctor, and she's like, I just don't like it. Don't like it. And she's a quilter now, just doing quilts. Right. So it's like, you have to step outside of what society tells you need to do and do what brings you joy. When you do that, there's no end to your success. And frankly, right now, I think it's amazing to be able to have different streams of income. Who wouldn't want that? Like, who wouldn't want to be able to do things that are fun? And, so I hear you when you say, it doesn't matter what your past is, doesn't matter any of that. Your economic status, your educational status, doesn't matter. This industry will love on you if you love on it.
Yes. So, all right, LeeAnne, tell me, what are some of the top reasons why somebody should get into network marketing?
love a product. You got to love the product. Number one, if you have a product that you love, that you are excited to talk to your friends about, that you believe in, like you with Beauty Counter, right?
Mm.
You've got to have a product that you love. And you have to know, you have to have a purpose. You have to know, well, this is what I want to do. I want to help people. This is how I want to help them. And then passion around it. I don't think those are three things: product, passion, and purpose, that are essential to start a business like this. But I also think that you have to be someone who has a vision for your life. This is something I work with people on all the time. They come into a business and they may have goals, but they don't have a vision, because I'll tell you, and we all know this, right? People who have a vision have a following. You know where they're going. I would never follow someone if I didn't know where they were going, right? So you have to have a vision. You have to know where you're going in your life. Where do you want to be a year from now? That would be one of the things I would start off with. And when I coach people, that's what I ask them to do, is if you were to write a letter to yourself and you were going to congratulate yourself for the year you just had, what would be in that letter? What would you be congratulating yourself for? That's where you want to start, because then all the other things are like layers of the lasagna, right? That go together to get you what you want, what you need to be fulfilled.
Yes.
And so, I think that's really critical, because, we follow people, like whether it's a religious leader, a political leader, if those people who have a clear vision have a big following.
Yes.
And so, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Yeah.
But my point is, just think about it. Are you going to get into the car with someone and they say, come on, let's go on vacation, and they don't know where they're going? No, you never do that.
Yeah.
So you have to have that.
So powerful. That is so powerful. And that's something that I teach my clients as well. Like, it translates to everything that you're doing in life. So in Holistic Entrepreneur Society, I talk about creating your ideal existence and your ultimate life vision. And just like you said, you write that letter, you write that 1-year letter, or you write a 5-year letter or a 15-year letter. What does your life look like? And, that might sound deep to those of you who are listening. And for LeeAnne to say, oh, you need to create an ideal existence letter to yourself, or, you have to have a vision for what you want to do with network marketing. Yeah, you do. Because if you're going to do this and you want to really make an impact in people's lives, you have to have that clarity piece, and you have to have, you have to know your path and what you're doing. And even though it's just network marketing, but it's not just network marketing, you could potentially change your life completely with something like this.
Well, and the thing is, I want to be clear on, the vision is just the first step. Then it's like, who is the person I need to become to hit that vision? Who is that person? It's like when you say, I want to be the mom, this type of mom. Okay, so what does that actually look like? I mean, you teach people how to live well and live healthy lives and make great choices, right? So if I'm that mom, right, and my vision is to create a healthy home for my children, and maybe I didn't have that myself, but that's the vision I have. So who is the person I need to become in order to achieve that? And then you start breaking that down. So what do I need to do today? Because, we tell people, set big goals. Oh, dream big, blah, blah, blah. Right. And like, that's all well and good, but it's the daily things that, what do I need to do today to be that person?
Yes.
That's going to achieve that goal. And maybe it's like, I need to go to the grocery store, and I need to buy this type of peanut butter instead of that type of peanut butter. And maybe that's my one thing that day that I'm going to do. But when I get connected to who is the person I need to be to achieve that goal and hit and keep that vision as my North Star, that's where people find success.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So powerful. You were literally just like saying the exact same thing that I said this morning. I was talking about habits in my Facebook group, and like you literally have to become the person. You have to And you have to just like put your foot in front of the other and start walking as though you are that person, right? Like you have to just like step into it and to recognize that like, it's okay to have come from where you have been and to become somebody new, right? I think that so many people are fearful. I think that that's one of the things that hold people back from joining network marketing in general. Like they're fearful of what people are going to think of them.
Yes.
What do you have to say? What do you have to say to that? Like, how can you help others overcome that fear? Because
so I'm the mom of 4 grown kids, right? And one of the things I always advise my clients on is that if my daughter came to me and said, Mom, I have this great business opportunity. I really am jazzed about the products, but my friends I know they're going to judge me. They're going to, say things behind my back. I would say to her, you know what, Jenna, you go for it, girlfriend. What do you care? Those people are not in your home. They are not the ones that matter to you. And at the end of the day, if you believe in this product, if you believe in helping other people with this product, then you don't take advice from people who've never walked the walk before. They don't know what it is that you're doing. I've heard this before. Don't take advice from people sitting in the cheap seats. It's that kind of thing, right? That's what I would tell her. Like, what do you care what anyone else says? And I know that's easy to say and harder to do. But if I were to give my daughter, that's the advice I would give my daughter. And so I tell people to give yourself that same advice. Talk to yourself like you talk to your child, right? If your kid comes home and says, I can't do this spelling bee. I'm not the best speller in the class. The kids are going to laugh at me. I don't want to do the spelling bee, but it just seems like it would be fun. You wouldn't say, yeah, no, don't do the spelling bee. No. People might laugh at you when you get one wrong. You're probably not going to win. You're probably not going to win. So don't do it. You would never talk to your child that way. Yet we do that to ourselves over and over and over again. And we are the example for our kids. So talk to yourself the way you talk to your child. You say, oh my gosh, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Get in the game, go and play. You can do that spelling bee. Have fun with it. Totally. Change your expectations. Go have fun. Talk to yourself the way you would give advice to someone you love dearly, and that's your child. Because I'll tell you what, in raising 4 highly successful adults, it's one thing, none of them got into direct sales, but they all got into things that they are passionate about, and they've excelled at it because they know how they watched me do it. And they know how important it is to be successful in life and be a good person when you feel good about who you are and what you do. So that's the advice that I would give anyone who wants to, is like thinking about it. Like the answer is always no. If you don't ask, if you don't give it a try, you're never going to know. Right. So it's like, what do you have to lose? And the thing about this industry right now is it's so inexpensive. All these companies are giving you such a great gateway into being able to sell their product. Yes. So the risk is so minimal. Why not try it? Why not?
So you said something that is just, I think you are so spot on with this. Any person that I've ever seen that has bash or like maybe had a bad vision of what direct sales are has never been in the industry. Right. They have no idea.
Right. Why would you go and talk to someone about being a doctor or a teacher who has never done it? Why would you, you know what I mean? Like, why would you take their advice if they've never done it? It's the same thing. Why would you take someone's advice who's never been an entrepreneur, who's never done what you're looking to do? Don't listen to that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Yes. But what happens is we start to think, we start to feel like, oh my gosh, we're going to be judged. And, no one wants to be judged, but where I always go, and one of the reasons why I do what I do, and I think I've been successful at what I do, is, rejection is like it's just so huge. People don't want to feel that. Right. And, my life story, and this is probably a whole other podcast, but, I came into the world. I was an abandoned baby. I was in foster care. It's a whole long list of drama, right? So my point is, I've survived the worst rejection you could ever survive. And look at me, I'm doing fine. I've excelled. It doesn't matter how you come into the world. It matters how you leave it. And when you can embrace that, and when you can understand that anybody's rejection is a reflection of them, not of you. I don't reject me, so I'm not going to let someone else put that on me either, right? I'm not going to carry all their garbage on my shoulders. I've had enough of that. I've dealt with that, and I've done fine. So if anyone wants an example of surviving that, they can look at me and say, well, if she could do it, I can do it too. And that's the power in direct sales. When you look around, you've probably seen it at the events you've been to, and you look around at all the people that are doing what you're doing, and you can say to yourself, wow, if they can do it, why not me? Why not me? So find a product you love, that you're passionate about, and go for it. Give it a try. You have nothing to lose. Nothing
To lose at all. This is so good. You're creating a legacy. You're creating a legacy. And that just goes back to the impact that you're having on people on a daily basis. So as we get close to wrapping up, LeeAnne, which by the way, we should just have you back on, because we could talk probably about mindset for just a full,
for sure,
good long time. If anybody's thinking about joining network marketing, what are your top 3 tips not to do?
What not to do?
Yes.
Don't limit yourself. That's for one thing. Don't listen to advice from people who have never done what you're looking to do. That's the other thing. And don't go in blind. Don't go in expecting to be amazing right out of the gate. Don't do that. It takes work. It's work. And that's one of the things people think, oh, I'm going to be a self-made millionaire right away. I'm sorry. No, it takes work. You need a plan. You can't just click join and think you're going to make $1,000 that week. It doesn't work that way. I mean, maybe for some 0.5% that might work for, but not for most people. You have to go in with the idea that this is going to take work, and you need to learn. So I think those 3 things are what I would say off the top of my head.
Yes. So good. So good. I think that we need to understand, we have to, if we want to succeed in anything, we need to understand what not to do, not just what to do, but what not to do. Right. Yeah. And I love the first one, not to limit yourself.
Yeah.
There is no limits. You can create your ideal life vision, and this type of industry can do it for you.
Again, like, would you ever say that to your child, that you've got a limit? Don't go and learn how to play soccer, because you're probably not going to be the #1 pro soccer player. You would never do that. That's the total reversal, right? So it's the same thing with this business. You don't think, well, that there are limits to your success, because there's not. I've seen it.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. LeeAnne, I ask all of my guests this, and I want to know from you, and this is kind of derailing, but it's not really, because mindset, whatever. What does holistic living mean to you?
Oh, geez. Gosh, I've never even thought about that. I feel like for me, holistic living is embracing who I am, what the things that bring me joy, the things that make me feel good, the things that are good for me as well. I think that's holistically. When I look at the whole picture of, and that my word for this year is joy. I'm not going to do anything that doesn't bring me joy. I don't want to put things into my body that aren't going to make me feel good. I am not going to, and again, it's back to, like, I think about the person that I want to be, what I need to who is that person to be someone who lives holistically?
Yeah.
That's where, I want to learn as well. I want to be that person who's learning and growing always,
Always.
and doing what brings me joy and is good for me. And it's good for the people that I love as
Yeah.
well. And so I think that, off the top of my head,
Good.
I'm going to think about that. I'm going to tell you
Good.
that's a good question. I'm going to think about it a little deeper as well.
Good. I mean, I think that that's part of holistic living too, pondering and thinking and
Yeah.
learning and growing and challenging your mind. Like, whoa, what does that mean to me? Right. Like,
Yeah.
it's something that I think about often. So, oh my gosh, LeeAnne, thank you so much. We will probably have to have you back because you're an awesome inspiration and you, I think, have so much to offer to people. So make sure we know where we can find you first. Let us know that before we go.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find me. I'm very active on Facebook. So you can find me on Facebook, and I'm sure you'll put up my name so people know how to spell LeeAnne.
Yeah.
But I also have a page on Facebook called The Bright Side. I like to live on the bright side of life.
Mhm.
And so that page is, business, mostly business ideas, but I just want to bring people over to the bright side in any way that I can. So you can find me there, and I will be, I have a limited number of spots open for coaching that I will be posting about, also with some group coaching and training that I'm going to be offering as well. So find me there, but please just get engaged on my page and tell me what you need. And I'll bring whatever I can to the table to help people be successful in life.
So good, LeeAnne. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Let's do this again.
We will, for sure.
Awesome.